our fast-paced world, it's easy to overlook the profound impact of food and nature on our overall well-being. Today's session invites us to explore these gifts, celebrating the power of food to nourish both body and soul, and the grace of nature in gently slowing the aging process. Our esteemed speakers bring a wealth of knowledge that transcends traditional wellness. Namaste. On behalf of our chairperson Priya Gazdar and her committee, I, Sujita Chityala, Honorary Secretary of Flow Hyderabad, extend a warm welcome to our esteemed speaker, Ms. Suparna Trikha, celebrated wellness expert, respected for her wisdom on natural beauty and aging gracefully. Our distinguished past chairs, special invitees, and fellow Flow members. I now request everybody to please stand for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I request Flow Chairperson Priya Gazdar, Y-Flow Chairperson Riddhi Jain, our distinguished speaker Ms. Suparna Trikha, along with our Flow past chairs Hina Srivastav, Sona Chatwani, Shubhra Maheshwari, and Y-Flow past chairs Mansi Malik, Anjum Babukan to step forward for lamp lighting. I request Flow and Y-Flow past chairs to stay on for a picture. Chairperson Priya Gazdar will now deliver her welcome address.
Guest speakers, Suparna Trikha and Pooja Makhija, who will be joining us presently. Past chairpersons, Flow and Y-Flow. Invitees, the Executive Committee, and my dear members. Namaste. Each plant begins as a seed, holding the promise of something beautiful. But for it to truly thrive, it needs nourishment, sunlight, water, rich soil. Just like those plants, we too need the right kind of care to flourish. Our bodies, the vessels we walk in, need the fuel of good food, movement, self-care, and positivity to keep us strong and resilient. And just as a tree ages gracefully, adding rings year by year, we too can grow with beauty and resilience by nourishing our whole selves. Nature's bounties like fresh herbs, fruits, and flowers are the truest beauty essentials, nurturing us from the inside out. Each of nature's purest gifts is a source of radiance that no bottle can match. Our guest speakers today will take us through how we can become like the trees, rooted, resilient, and radiantly alive. At Flow, our work, our connections, and the very essential ingredient, collective commitment to positive change, keeps us radiantly alive in terms of passion and purpose. In the month gone by, the MSME SS Cell organized a virtual case study session wherein Flow members from across India gained valuable insights into the SME listing process on the NSE Emerge platform. The session included technical insights by an expert from NSE, a merchant banker, and a Flow member, Sarita Chilakapati, whose company achieved phenomenal success in their maiden IPO. With the first round of 170 students graduating successfully, the EduSkill team launched the second round of the free Tally Pro course for final year graduation students of Government Degree College of Women, Begumpet. The initiative is powered by Education Initiative partner Swastik. The first crop showcase of Resilient Roots, our year-long agriculture initiative that is empowering 100 rural women with the techniques of modern vegetable farming, was organized on 8th November. The colorful plots of vegetables and the beaming smiles of the farmers, who have become so much more confident now, was indeed a sight for sore eyes. This initiative is funded by Vision Tech. Our women's health vertical, Wealth, in association with implementation and funding partner, McLean Skill Academy, enabled the training of 36 more 10th and 12th pass girls in bedside healthcare in this last month. With this, we have successfully been able to train and place 101 young girls so far in leading hospitals including AIG, Rainbow, KIMS, Anata, Noura AI, and HRC. We are continuing to maintain a 100% placement record with government prescribed salary and benefit levels starting at 22,000 rupees per month, and all of these women are from rural and tribal villages from across Telangana. The chapter hosted a 30-member business delegation of entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and bureaucrats from Rhineland-Palatinate, Federal Republic of Germany, at the Flow Industrial Park in Sultanpur. The visitors were very appreciative of the infrastructure and vision behind Flow Industrial Park. 5 of our members had the opportunity of exploring business opportunities in Sharjah through one-on-one meetings with the team from Sharjah International Airport Free Zone. Do mark your calendars for our upcoming events. Amazon tour by YFlow, and Swami Mukundananda, spiritual leader, IIT IIM graduate. He'll be there on November 27th. At this point, I would like to invite Riddhi Jain, chairperson YFlow, to join me on stage. We would like to announce the launching of Spark Tank, a joint effort of Flow and YFlow to equip flowpreneurs at all stages and of all sizes of business with the skills, resources, and connections needed to launch, upscale, diversify successfully, and to help members aspiring for entrepreneurship identify their niche and prepare them for the real world. In just a few weeks, participants will gain access to offline, online, and one-on-one mentorship from seasoned entrepreneurs, exposure visits to startup incubators, validate their ideas through real-world feedback, and refine their pitch for investors.
With structured guidance on business modeling, market strategy, product development, storytelling, networking, and much more, participants can acquire the competitive edge that will position them for the success in the real startup world. Please mark your calendar. The virtual orientation session for Spark Tank is scheduled for 16th November. Please join us. It's an online session for your better understanding why this program is just what you need as your budding and early stage entrepreneurs. Please enroll.
Thank you. Thank you, Riddhi. Before I end, my grateful thanks to Suparna and to Pooja for joining us here this afternoon to take us through how we can draw inspiration from nature to find beauty and harmony that go beyond skin deep. Pooja, like I said earlier, will be joining us in a little while. And now I'll hand the mic over to Gunjan Sindhi, membership team lead, to to introduce our illustrious guest. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you, Priya. I'm delighted to introduce our speaker, Suparna Trikha. She's a pioneer in natural beauty and wellness, founded her Back to Nature movement in 1996, promoting traditional Indian skin and hair care products and sustainable wellness practices. Her treatment center, Aveda, in New Delhi, has attracted many renowned personalities, including Shabana Azmi, Nandita Das, and Commonwealth Secretary, General Baroness Patricia Scotland. Influenced by her grandfather, historian Dr. Satyketu Vidyalankar, Suparna's journey began in childhood, where she developed a deep respect for Ayurveda. Her early product line, crafted from a humble blender, has now expanded to 35 products, including shampoos, moisturizers, and scrubs, available in prestigious spas and hotels. Known for her advocacy of eco-friendly practices, she was the first to introduce smoke-free diyas for Diwali and natural gulal for Holi. Suparna's expertise extends internationally, as reflected in her writing for major publications, her popular television segments, and her advisory roles for schools and multinationals, where she teaches holistic wellness and aromatherapy. Her contributions to sustainable beauty have earned her numerous awards, including the Bharat Nirman Award and recognition by Time magazine. Suparna Trikha continues to lead the shift back to natural wellness, reaching more people through collaborations with hotels, spas, and retail outlets, while advocating for holistic wellness through yoga, meditation, and chemical-free products. Let's welcome her with a round of applause. Over to Ms. Suparna.
Good afternoon, ladies, and thank you so much, Priya, for having me here. It's wonderful to see such beautiful faces, and I don't think there's much I can actually do to improve them, because all of you are already glowing. However, today, the topic which I think was chosen was how to slow down the aging clock. And I'll tell you a little bit about myself besides the introduction. Aveda, my treatment center in Delhi, was derived from two words, Ayur and Ayurved, on which our products and treatments were based. And when I started writing columns for Cosmopolitan and Telegraph and doing my program, instead of people calling me Mrs. Suparna Trikha, they used to call me Mrs. Aveda. So we had to change the product line from Aveda to a brand called Suparna Trikha. So a lot of people get confused with this. I just wanted to clarify. And I started my life from my mother's mixie. So we used to grind our herbs from the kitchen, just like Estee Lauder did at one time in her life. And we used to use those treatments fresh. At that time in 96, there was only the word herbal. There was Biotique, Lotus, Shehnaz Hussain. There was a brand called Herbie. You may be remembering something like that, and Ayur. And when we started, I wanted to call ourselves natural because we were not herbal. I found that there were a lot of non-herbal things going into products which called themselves herbal, so we called ourselves natural. Today, the jargon has changed to organic. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the word organic. I don't believe in it myself because I don't think anything can be organic. Can anybody tell me why? Well, actually, yes, not just because of the pesticides in the soil, but also because of the water that our crops are fed. And can our atmosphere ever be organic? We are inhaling so much chemical. So then, for about 26 years until COVID, I ran the center, and we had everybody from people like, they said Shabana Azmi, Konkona Sen, Shubha Mudgil, and it was a silence zone. To keep women quiet was a big task for me because women are used to talking, especially in spas and salons, and this was a silent zone. The minute you used to come in, you had to be quiet. And we had to stop people like Rita Ganguly and Shubha Mudgil from singing. And our treatments were things called a banana bouncer, which would have a dozen bananas mixed with 37 herbs. And they would make your hair absolutely bouncy, strong, and lustrous. Then we would have our pedicures and manicures in 5 liters of hot, warm milk with rose petals in them. Our body treatments were made of dry fruit and fresh cream, and they were scrubbed all over the body. And it was a no man's zone. So the men were not allowed to enter the steps. So when Mrs. Sheila Dikshit had her treatment the first time when she became a chief minister, I had about 17 men standing outside saying we have to do a security check. So I said, you can only do it till the stairs, you cannot come beyond that. So they said, ma'am, kutte bhi jayenge. I said, kutte to nahi jayenge niche. Aap sirf ek lady police constable ko niche bhej sakti hai. So then they had about 20 cars parked outside the spa, and the neighbors actually thought I was having an income tax raid. So we have had a lot of people who are known, a lot of people I cannot name, but you would know very well. My journey has always been pushed by women, and I am a very, what should I say, scared marketing person. So therefore, you won't find Suparna Trikha in any store or in any shop because we chose not to be. We realized that whoever needed to find us would anyway find us. Whoever wanted safe, natural products would come to us, and they did. So that is my journey. Even today, we are available only on Instagram. I come from the era of fax machines. So my columns were sent by fax, and then I was asked to learn how to type on a computer, which I found very difficult because I used to write my columns, 11 columns every week on a manual typewriter. And then my TV program started. If you ever watched the national network, I had a program called Subha Savere, which ran every day. I did 720 episodes on that. And then there was a program which was anchored by Mrs. Jaya Jetli. It was called Z Woman. And then the most recent called Fit Rahe India on NDTV India. Besides this, I don't know how Mr. Karan Johar started following my Instagram page. And I was given a call 2 years ago with somebody. I picked up my phone and they said, we're calling from Dharma, ma'am. We'd like you to act in a movie. So I slammed the phone down and I said, what rubbish, I'm not an actress. Then again I get the same call, and then again I slammed it down. Until third time my daughter said, why don't you speak to the person? And I finally did, and I said, what is it? So he says, Mr. Johar would like to act, I'd like you to act in a forthcoming movie called Rocky and Rani Ki Prem Kahani. I said, that's all very well, but I'm not an actress. I'm a wellness expert. So he said, we're well aware, ma'am, but you need to be in that 2 scenes. So I was finally forced to act in the film with Ranbir Singh and Shabana Azmi. And I was being taken to the studio like a person is taken to the gallows. I was so scared. However, again, being pushed by women, I did the role. And the movie turned out to be a blockbuster hit. I'm sure some of you may have seen the film also. Coming back to natural remedies and why. I don't know, a lot of us today want instant solutions for everything. You want instant solutions to get rid of your dark circles, your pigmentation, your acne. But the crux of the matter is you cannot have anything instant. It has to be a regime, like a discipline every day. I am a consultant to various schools, one being the Sri Ram School for many, many years. And I try and teach parents first, and I'm sure a lot of you have young children, that if you can teach your children to brush your teeth every day, why can you not teach them to take care of their skin and hair? Because once they're out of their teens and they want to go into college, suddenly they have these complexes of not looking good because they have acne marks, they have dull-looking skin, they have skin which is not being cared about. Most of us as parents keep telling our kids, अभी पढ़ाई में ध्यान दो, ये सब कुछ बाद में करना. लेकिन तब तक तो बहुत देर हो चुकी होती है. The damage is already done. And so also, with us women who never find time to look after ourselves. Now, I don't know why this happens, especially after you get married. You get so immersed in being this superwoman. You got to be a good wife, a good businesswoman, a good mother, a good daughter-in-law, a good sister. It's like as if we women take on the role of everything. So you know why Durga had 12 hands. Imagine she was still doing it at her time. We were only left with 2. But the thing is, when do we find time for ourselves? And how long does a skin and hair treatment take? Not more than 5 minutes a day. Not more than, if you brush your teeth, while you're brushing your teeth, you can actually apply your pack and then go in for your bath. If you have time at night to take whatever medication or your water or your milk, you can also take time to put some tonic into your hair, but it only takes 5 minutes. Unlike people who keep saying, oh, hamare paas to waqt hi nahi hai. Many years ago, I had a woman who came to me and she said that she wanted to buy something. She was going to Dubai. She wanted to buy something to take with her. And I told her, look, I said, you're going to experience falling hair. You pick up this product. So she says, no. She said, your Mahabringraj oil really smells very badly and my husband objects. So I said, okay. She says, but why are you giving me products for falling hair? I'm going to Dubai. So I told her, I said, I write for a newspaper in Dubai called Gulf News Dubai. I had a column in that paper for 2.5 years. So I said, I know the water is bad and you will experience it because all the questions which come to me are for falling hair. After 6 months, I see the same woman in the center buying 6 bottles of the same oil. So I asked her, I said, what happened? She says, I've got very bad falling hair. I said, but then your husband will object. She said, I'd rather have hair on my head than my husband in my bed. So she says, I've decided I'm going to use the oil and at least get healthier hair. So anything natural will not smell wonderful. And every woman here, I bet, will always open a product and put their nose into it and say, oh, wow. Not realizing that it's not the fragrance which works. It's the power of the herbs. And herbs don't always smell wonderful. Today we're going to do some very, very simple recipes. And I'm going to request for some volunteers in the audience to help me. Would some of them you like to help me? Please raise your hands, because I'd love to do it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make some recipes for slowing down the aging process. And we can't stop the aging process, but we can slow it down. My oldest client was a lady who died at the age of 102, and her name was Zohra Sehgal. So if you are familiar with the name and her films, she had great spunk for life, and she was a regular with her skincare routine. And very simple things. What I have created is not a rocket science. I'm sure all of you are familiar with natural treatments which have been handed down from your grandmothers, from your mothers. It's just that we don't have time. And time is something that we need to have the most, especially when you are 30 plus. How many here are 30 plus? So ladies, start having some time for yourself. The most important thing you can do for yourself is start pampering yourself now. Who can tell me how much faster your hair ages? Do you know that hair ages? Who can tell me how many times? I told you the answer. How much faster does your hair age than your skin? Does anybody know? Okay, you might as well tell us then. 6 times. Our hair ages 6 times faster than our skin. And how much do we look after our hair? Except maybe oiling once in a while, or you'll put a hair mask, nothing at all. So the common problems that we have for skin aging, discoloration of skin, drying of skin because your estrogen level starts falling, dark circles, pigmentation, even adult acne. I've had a lot of women saying, well, I'm getting young again. We got acne. I said, no, this is adult acne, which means that your skin isn't oily. It's a dry acne. So we have to treat it accordingly. So I've got some wonderful ingredients. Can I shift there, please, Priya? I brought it from Delhi. This is a product. This is one of our products. It's one of our fastest selling products. It's made from a combination of tea rose and desi gulab. It's called fresh rose water. Sorry? I only had 15 kilos of luggage. Priya refused to give me excess baggage. It smells very unlike any rose water in the market. So how are you enjoying it, ladies? If you are enjoying it, just lift your hands. Mwah. Love you all. So we have 70 products, a line of 70 products for every skin type, every hair type, and every body type. Online. All you do is go to my Instagram page, type in Suparna Trikha, and they will lead you to a number and you will get a catalog. I think we'll all make a group. We make a group so I can keep sending, Priya, we can keep sending tips to every woman here, you know, and then they can always be together. So for example, now you've got winters coming. I will send natural tips for winter skin problems. Scaling skin. A lot of children who are studying abroad, their skin starts peeling and scaling because of the roughness in the water and because of the intense dryness. I will give you, and they actually lead to psoriasis at times, so they have itching. So we'll give you tips for that. So if we create a group, Fiki Flow Hyderabad, then everybody will be accessible to it. Okay, lady. So what is the first problem we want to deal with aging, ladies? I'll give you three choices. Dryness, tightness, dark circles, pigmentation for, anything else we want to talk about? Falling hair, okay, falling hair. She's only given me half an hour. You got to speak to your president. Now I need 3 volunteers who are going to help me. Anybody? Okay, great. Come. We'll take you on the next recipe. Come. What is your name? Leher. Lovely. Come, please. Okay, we got 4. Okay. What is your name? Divya. Shraddha. Lovely. So, first recipe is for dryness, ladies. Dryness of the face we're talking about because the body is different and the face is different, right? So, people start feeling very, very dry. So, what are we going to do? We have, can you read what this is? I don't have my eyes on. Is it corn flour? And this? Rice flour. Okay. Okay. So, what I would like you to do is, can you please cut this into half? All right, and you have a bowl here, Shraddha. Are you going to take 3 teaspoons of honey? So ladies, the first recipe we're going to do is for dryness now in the winters. We've got avocado. You scoop here, you can scoop it out and put it into Shraddha's bowl. We're going to take avocado, which is excellent for the skin, high in omega-3, very high in vitamin E, and has something which we all need. Have you ever heard of AHAs? Alpha hydroxy acids, all these fancy jargon on beauty products, but they're all in the fruit, by the way. No, you put that into this. Not the whole one, just stick that and you need to pound it. Yeah. Just, and here, I don't know, any of your grandfathers used to use this product on their face? It's called alum, pitkari. Shave karne ke baad sare aadmi beauty treatment karte the. But alum is excellent. Yeah, now just take 1 teaspoon and put it into that. We're going to make a honey avocado face mask, ladies. Sorry? We will. So you can see that she has pounded this very nice, you want to taste some? You can take it on your finger and have it. Is it nice and sweet and ripe? Wow, very nice. Okay, now, yes, always use a ripe avocado, right? Okay, now we put into this, whip it up well, honey. Honey is a natural humectant, and I take it to be nature's most wonderful moisturizer. Into this, I have bought my castor oil from Delhi. I think castor oil is one of the best things for night skin. Okay, we put in this now, about 1 teaspoon. I need one more volunteer who has a husband and a boyfriend. Okay, who has a husband who doesn't hold his wife's hand? How many women here, their husband doesn't hold your hand anymore? Arre wah, everybody's hand is held. Okay, Divya, we'll use your hand then. Okay, good, done. So how many we've got here? We've got, we've got alum. We put in the alum? Yes. Honey and avocado. So can we have your hand, please? Any hand. You want him to hold this or this? This one. Okay. Why? Because I'm a right-handed. We're going to leave this on, okay, for 15 minutes, but do not put it on your other hand. So we don't want him to hold both your hands. Yeah, just a pinch, okay? Here, you can have this just in case it drips. All right, and thank you, ladies, for helping me. Thank you. You'd like to sit down? Of course. You want some more? आपको तो मिला ही नहीं. Thank you. Sorry? Yeah, we added pit curry, we added avocado, and we added honey and castor oil. 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of castor oil, 3 teaspoons of honey, half an avocado, and a pinch of pit curry. Anybody knows what alum does? Stand up. Also, alum has a lightening effect on the skin. It has a lightening effect, it closes pores. Also, can you tell me one vegetable which closes pores if you rub it on your skin? Potato. Why? Tomatoes. Tomatoes. Potato, tomato. I was actually brought up in England, so I never say tomato. I say tomato. So unfortunately, I have a very British way of thinking. Sorry. Okay. Next, I think we're going to work around. We've done dryness. Dryness is underway at the moment, so that in the evening we've told her husband will only hold one hand. All right? Next, we're going to deal with pigmentation. Okay, pigmentation is a big problem. A lot of women suffer from pigmentation, and I would be lying if I told you that pigmentation is an external problem. It's not. It is an internal problem. Most of our skin problems are internal. And I wish Pooja was here to back me on this, because gut health is so, so important for good-looking skin. I've had ferocious fights with women who used to come to my center. I don't meet women anymore. And they used to tell me that, we want to buy your products, but, we want to have a clear skin. And I said, okay. I said, tell me what your lifestyle is. And they would say, 12 o'clock we wake up and we have a wheatgrass shot, then we have 6 almonds, then we have hazelnuts, then we have saffron water, I said, then what do you do? Then we rest. I said, okay. I said, then 4 o'clock we have tea with murmura, then 6 o'clock we go for a walk, and then we come back and then we have dinner. I said, what time do you sleep? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So I said, I'm sorry, I will not sell you my product. And they used to take great offense that why is this businesswoman not wanting to sell a product? I said, it's not going to do you any good. I said, you need to change your lifestyle. You need to change your habits before you can have a great skin. So somebody here just told me that they would love to have a skin like mine. Who said this just now? when we were lighting the lamp. So, I'll just tell you a secret. I had the worst acne ever. When I was 21, I got chicken pox. So there are no chicken pox marks on my face. When I was 23, I had the worst breakout of acne and pimples during my college years. And I used to be a Coke guzzler. I used to love drinking Coke. In fact, when you see, I've ordered Coke in the room also. But I've had one Coke. I tried everything at that time. I'm talking about the 80s. I tried Safi, I tried sharp clove, I tried Vico turmeric cream, everything in the market, the Borosil, I don't know what all I had. Until I finally realized that it was a combination of internal and external which gives you a glow and which slows down any sort of mess ups or anger on your skin. And the most important thing was to drink water, which I wasn't drinking. So out went the Cokes and in came 10 glasses of water. And my lifestyle changed, and that's how finally I would get a clear skin. Pigmentation is due to hormonal changes. A lot of women who've had children also have a pregnancy mask after delivering a baby, not realizing that while you are carrying, you are already having hormonal changes and nobody tells you. No gynae will tell you, drink barley water. Did any gynae ever tell you drink barley water? So a lot of gynaes thought I was mad. I used to tell every woman carrying, saying drink jaw ka pani. Such an easy thing, but it helps prevent the pigmentation masks. Start using cocoa butter. On your stretch marks, start using it on your face. It will help reduce pigmentation if you're going to be delivering a baby. Now if you have pigmentation, number one, a lot of women don't use sunscreen. Then the question is, hum to bahar hi nahi jate hain. Are you only supposed to use a sunscreen in the sun? When are you supposed to use it? When you get up? How many of you are on the phone till 12:30 at night, scrolling Instagram? Let's see how many of you are on the phone. You think that is not UV? UV only comes from the sun. UV comes from your phone. It comes from your laptop. UV is there everywhere. And it has to be on the face and the arms, ladies. It's on all exposed areas. But yes, the elevated areas of our face, meaning our cheeks, nose, forehead, and chin, get affected the first with pigmentation. It's when your melanin production reduces, and also because we're talking about hair aging, the same thing applies for your hair. As you age, the melanin production reduces, and that's when you start graying. And I've seen so many women saying, oh my God, ek baal ho gaya, isko khicho bahar nikalo. Right? So the thing is, it's not going to disappear. It's only going to give birth to more. So how do we do it? I need now 2 more helpers, please, for pigmentation mask. Can we have 2 volunteers? 1 more. Come. Potato. Potato is great in starch content. Come. Can I have your names? Pallavi and? Maya, come. So a lot of work. Suparna never does anything without not working. Okay, we don't have a grater here. We don't have a grater. So what we'll do we have a grater? That's a peeler. What is this? That even I am. Okay, we'll ask. What is this? Oh, let's just open it and find out. It's okay. It's okay.
This is Fuller's Earth.
Fuller's Earth. Okay, great. So we're doing pigmentation. I need rice flour. Rice flour. How many of you are like going crazy about Korean skincare nowadays? Who's heard about Korean skincare? Glass skin. Yes. So, is our skin like the Koreans? Are our diets like the Koreans? Then tell me, why is Indian beauty traditional skincare not being pushed into the global? Why is everybody saying Korean skincare, Korean? Why not Indian skincare? Because we don't get to the crux of our herbs. If we did, believe me, we'd have much better looking skin. So we're going to do it. Okay, we've got very sweet Mickey Mouse. Let's get a bowl. We're going to put in some rice flour. Rice flour is lightening and tightening. 2 teaspoons. Now, we don't have a grater. So what we're going to do is, maybe we can, if you can just do this and take it out. So what will happen is, the juice will go into this. And do you know how to peel an aloe vera? Do you know how to peel aloe vera?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. There's a knife here.
He's gone to the kitchen to get the grate. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
where we misplaced it.
Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, not to worry. Pigmentation. The basic problem of pigmentation is that A, it will not go away very soon. If you think in 3 weeks the pigmentation will reduce, it won't. It'll take time. Corn flour. Sorry? Very much so. Very much so. Dark patches. Yeah, you need to take out the gel. Scoop out the gel. Yeah, put it in. Yes, yes, if you can.
But I have sometimes when I'm on holiday, I have actually felt my skin burn because of sun, and I can actually feel when
That is sunburn. That's sunburn. That becomes like leather. The skin becomes patchy like leather. Yes, yes, that's sunburn because you don't use a SPF 50 plus moisturizing sunscreen. You need an SPF 50 when you are over 40, 45 if you have a dry skin. And you need a moisturizing. Please don't use gel-based sunscreens. They won't do your skin any good. SPF 50. Thank you. Oh, here it is. Wonderful. There. This makes things so much easier. Potato. Potato lightens the skin. Potato also tightens the skin. Yeah, and then you can mix it. And ladies, there are napkins here if you want to wipe your hands. Pigmentation. This will go with your rice flour, combination of aloe vera, rice flour and potato or potato juice. Will you mix it well? थोड़ा सा डाल दीजिए. Very little. Full as earth. Multani mitti. That's it. Yeah. So all these things which I am telling you exist in your kitchen, but you don't know how to use them. The thing is, everything natural is great. I'm sure you know that everything natural is great, but people use the wrong combinations. Like I've heard people telling me that, oh, you know, we have acne, हम मलाई, बेसन, नींबू लगा लेते हैं और हमारे acne ठीक नहीं हो रहा. How is it possible? You need some water in that. It'll soak. The ingredients are grated potato, aloe vera gel from a aloe vera leaf, a little bit of water, multani mitti, and rice flour. 2 teaspoons. Yeah. Grated potato, and I'm not going to repeat it now, ladies. My volunteers are going to tell the quantity. They're the ones who made it.
Little like half a potato, grated potato, and 2 teaspoons of aloe vera gel. 2 teaspoons aloe vera gel.
What does aloe vera do?
It gives a cooling effect.
It has a healing and rejuvenating effect. Aloe vera will actually repair dying skin. Aloe vera is something which is so underrated. पता नहीं लोग वो ट्यूब्स ले लेके एलो वेरा क्यों लगाते हैं. I personally feel that you can grow aloe vera in any pot anywhere because it's a cactus. You don't even need to look after it. Not only is it good for the skin, it's great for the hair also. So, are we going to put it on your hand? Who's going to volunteer? Do you have anybody has a patchy hand? Is that patchy? Is this hand patchy? Is this? Yeah, at least 20 minutes. And you can apply it on your entire face. You can apply it on your body. Women, how many women are drivers here? Who all drive cars? Do your right arms get dark? This is, yeah, 20 minutes. Thank you. Sorry? Every day? You brush your teeth every day, right? My suggestion is none of you are going to do this every day. Am I right? So let me give you an easy tip, which I do. I usually make the recipe for a week and I keep it in a jar in my fridge. And every day before I go for my bath, whatever I need to apply, I apply, take out my clothes, brush my teeth, decide what jewelry I'm going to wear. All this is done while my pack is on. By the time that 10-15 minutes goes, the pack is dry. And then I scrub it off. There's half of it. We didn't have a grater. So we had to put in, poor girl was squeezing the potato. But even if you grate the potato, the juice will come. Yeah, that is pigmentation what you are having. Hair color can lead to pigmentation. How many of you color your hair with ammonia-free hair color here? Innova. Innova. Every salon will say, Madam, Innova लगा लीजिए, ammonia-free hair color है. Am I right? इससे आपके बाल damage नहीं होंगे. Let me tell you one thing. Ammonia-free color is more dangerous than ammonia color. Can anybody tell me why? Does anybody know why? Okay, how many of you go to a salon for coloring your hair? Whoever goes to the salon to color their hair, after you've used ammonia-free color, then your hair starts feeling dry. So the guy will tell you, okay ma'am, अब आप ये पैक लगा लीजिए, फिर आप ये शैम्पू लगा लीजिए और फिर ये वाला कंडीशनर यूज कर लेना. And ma'am, फिर आप ऐसे करिएगा, serum भी लगा लीजिएगा. So with one hair dye, they have sold you how many products? 4 or 5. So their commissions are huge. So think about it. In 45 minutes, they anyway color your hair the same as ammonia, right? But you're doing less damage because the pigment that they put in ammonia-free color is very, very strong. So it colors your hair, but it also damages your hair. Okay? Okay, so now we've done pigmentation and we've done dry skin. Next, dark circles. How many of you lie down in bed and worry? How many warriors do we have here? Thinkers, warriors, philosophers. बच्चों का क्या होगा? पति का खाना कल क्या बनना है? काम कैसे होगा? Business कैसे होगा? What are my targets? How many? Okay, fine. So let's do something for the warriors. Or should we do a tightness pack first? Tightness pack? Dark circles, tightness pack? Okay. How many of you drink coffee? How many of you drink coffee with ghee? How many of you drink coffee with ghee? Okay. First thing in the morning? Okay. I'm going to put some sunrise coffee into the bowl. About 2 teaspoons. This is for dark circles. The best thing for dark circles. Number 1. At night, massage your under eye with pure almond oil every day. Massage your under eye with pure almond oil. And we actually have a butter that we make. It's one of my products. It's called lemon butter. It's not to eat. It's to apply on the skin. It's a cleanser come moisturizer. And lemon, as you know, helps lighten the skin. So what I've done is, in this, I have put approximately 2 teaspoons of coffee powder. Into this, I'm going to put some cornstarch. Cornstarch, who can tell me what is cornstarch? Why do we use it? To make puddings? For tightness. So I'm going to put approximately 1 teaspoon of cornstarch so that for those of you who are getting dark circles and all, because we're talking about aging, who are also getting wrinkles and lines, this pack is going to help reduce all 3 things. Lines and wrinkles, dark circles and sagging skin. Sorry? Cornstarch, coffee. Same thing. And egg white. Egg white only. या मैं खाने को तो नहीं बोल रही हूँ, लगाने को बोल रही हूँ. Tell me one thing, those people who don't eat can't put also. You're not allowed to. घर में नहीं कर सकते, बाहर कर सकते हो. आ जाओ फिर, किसके डार्क सर्कल्स हैं? हाथ पे कौन लगा के दिखाएगा? कम, हाथ पे कौन लगा के दिखाएगा? Volunteer for dark circles. Curd, but it's not as effective. Otherwise, एक बहुत आसान तरीका बताऊं. You all boil rice and you throw out the starch water, that mand. Keep that mand and use it instead of the egg white. Very simple. You have dark circles? No, but we will see how your skin feels. Open up your hand. The nicest thing about all the masks is they're lickable. They're likable and they're lickable. Just don't get your dogs to sit next to you. Okay? We'll wait 20 minutes and then we'll wipe it off. What's your name? Okay, thank you. All right, so we had the dryness lady. How's your hand doing? You washed it off? Show us. Oh, the dryness one. Come and show us. Can we touch your hand? First one, first one. अरे अभी क्यों उतारा आपने? Why did you take? Is it feeling softer? Please take it round. You need a tissue. Arey, you have to show them both your hands. You got to show them your hands like this. Okay. Oh wow. That is a lot.
Those would help me to wipe it off.
But it's a lot of difference. Show me both your hands. Just look at them. Please. Will you show it to everybody? This is Miss Dryness coming. No, you have to show it down. Miss Dryness. What's your name? What is your name? Divya is Miss Dryness. You see the difference in the color and the texture of her hands. And they've not even kept it for 20 minutes. Take it round every row so they can see the difference. Simple. We're coming to it. Depends if your skin is dry or you want to pick me up or you want a Suparna Trikha product. You have to use my products. Miss Divya Dryness, you need to go right till the back. The back ladies are feeling very, very left out. Yes, of course. When you have your coffee, when you're on your laptop, if you're making coffee, make your pack side by side. When you're making your salad, make your dry skin thing side by side. Anything natural, you do not have to go out of the way. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Instill it into your lifestyle, ladies. Divya, you didn't go to the back. Those ladies are feeling left out. Miss Dryness and Miss Pigmentation. Very good for dark circles. Suparna Trikha. Online. 70 products which we don't put into stores because we feel if anybody is serious, they will find us. No. Instagram. That's how Karan Johar also follows the tips. Last one we are going to do on tightness, skin tightening. We're talking about aging ladies. Huh? And hair. देखिए लिस्ट लंबी होती जा रही है. आपको मुझे फिर बुलाना पड़ेगा. अच्छा बीच में एक hair का कर ले. What do you say? Okay, so let me tell you what are signs of hair aging besides graying. Frizziness, breakage, hair thinning. Are you experiencing these things, ladies? You know, hair loss. You just feel you just about do anything, the volume isn't there in your hair anymore. Okay, Miss Dryness and Miss Pigmentation, please, you're attracting all my attention. I want everybody to listen to me. Thank you ladies for taking the trouble. I have here, do any of you eat flax seeds? So I drink flaxseed water every day of my life. First thing when I go to the office, I'm like a tyrant. I don't drink water, I drink flaxseed water with lemon juice in it. But I can also put flaxseed on my poha, on my oats, and it's very healthy. This is some, well, they have actually made flaxseed water, but it should have been more like a gel, so it needed to be boiled more. Now this is for the hair. Do we have a banana here? No. Okay, doesn't matter. So this is flaxseed water. ये आप देख रहे हैं इसकी consistency पानी की तरह है. ये पानी की तरह नहीं होनी चाहिए. इसको boil और करना चाहिए, and it should be like gel. It should be a gel form. Okay. This is now, ladies, for the hair. So I have put in flaxseed water. I'm going to put the gel consistency also in it. Yeah. How many of you eat bananas? How many of you get leg cramps? How many of you eat bananas because of leg cramps? Do you know that banana is the best thing for a leg cramp? Why? Because it's high in potassium. Yeah, and anjeer. Anjeer, before you go running to the doctor, I'm telling you, you'll find everything in your home. Everything is there for you to just discover. You know, especially now with the changing weather, the limbs, the lower legs, they cramp very badly. And also our vitamin D levels go down. Start having anjeer and start eating the banana, and do not throw away the peels. Okay, we are going to use the peels for a hair mask. And I'm also going to use the avocado. So I have put in, what have I put in? Flaxseed gel. I'm going to put in avocado, great in omega-3, one of the best softeners, very high in vitamin E, sorry. And honey, again, a softener. Now, because this is for the hair, I don't think any of you are going to volunteer. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to ask one of you to come and put it on your hand, because you'll see the softness. Ah, thank you. Okay, I need a volunteer now quickly. I need a volunteer. Come on, ladies. Sab dar rahe ho kya yaar? Are you going to help me eat the banana? Of course. Here, you eat one. Namaste. What is your name? Neeru. Khaiye. So, excellent. But what we're going to do is, Neeru, आप ये लेंगी, and आप अपना हाथ दे दीजिए, and you're going to keep rubbing this, okay, on one hand, and we're going to see what your hand looks like after 20 minutes. Have a seat, and then I'll call you. Never throw away banana peels. When you're sick of rubbing them on your hand and your face, I rub banana peels on my face, okay? Put them into your plants. So, where's the banana? Okay, goes the banana. So we've got avocado in here. We have banana. And I'm going to put the remaining egg. Now again, I know that people are going to ask me, why are you putting in egg? Sorry? Would you rather have hair on your head than your husband in your bed? Who likes to have straight hair? Oh. Okay, for those of you who want straight hair, we'll give you straight hair then. I'm going to put in some rice powder. Rice will help straighten the hair. Who's going to come and help me mix? सब volunteers थक गए मेरे से काम करवा रहे हैं आप come will you mix it for me now the ingredients we've put into this is avocado, we put honey, we put egg, we put banana, and we have put rice flour. Rice flour helps give shine to the hair. It also helps straighten the hair. And it's a very smooth, power-packed, vitamin-packed mask which will help you reduce your frizz. It helps your hair become lustrous. Many years ago, there is a very well-known actress, which I won't name, you tell me. She had come visiting me to Delhi. I'm talking about good 25 years ago. And she was known as the crowning glory. Anybody knows who I'm talking about? Deepika Padukone. So she and I were in a jeep together, and she had her hair tied. And I told her, "Bhai, jo bhi karna hai, baal mat kholna apne." So she says, "Nahi, and Delhi winters, you know, is beautiful." So we were driving on this open jeep, and she did not listen to me. And she opened her hair, and there was a stampede of accidental scooters and cars behind us when they realized who was on that jeep, because her hair was so beautiful. And unki adaएं जो हैं, it's something which is completely a class apart. So I said, please, apne baal bandh lijiye. Don't make this mistake again. We've got about half a dozen scooters and motorcycles which have crashed into our jeep. So she used to use a hair mask twice a day, and her person used to come from Bombay. Twice a day. This is when we were campaigning with Rajesh Khanna, I'm talking about then. So there was a lot of dirt, grime, pollution, so she needed to wash her hair. Okay, can you show everybody? I'll give you the bowl. Your name is? Indu is going to show you what this hair mask looks like. It has to be this consistency. Not, you won't get bananas and... Sorry? We have our formulations, but our formulations are very, very Ayurvedic. They have like, you can take it around, This should be kept for at least 45 minutes. And for those of you who actually oil your hair, which you should be doing, and a lot of salons say, aap baal mein tel mat lagaiye. How many of your salons say tel mat lagao? How many of your grandmothers had beautiful thick hair? So do you listen to your grandmothers, not these salon guys. Oil your hair, it needs nourishment. Also besides nourishment, your hair also needs, we call it exercise. It needs blood circulation. Yes? I can't hear you, would you like to come here? So this is the consistency of the hair mask. And keep it for 45 minutes, ladies, and then shampoo it out. Now, I think we've had quite a few recipes today. Yes, you have a question, come. On oiled hair, it's even better. What is your name?
I'm Shweta.
Okay.
So what can we do for alopecia in teenagers nowadays? It's
But we're only talking about aging skin. We'll do a teenage thing separately. Pakka. Priya, promise. We'll do it for youngsters. Age group from 11 to 20.
And one more thing, the substitute for egg.
Substitute for? Egg. I had told you, no, substitute for egg is that chai ka mand. For hair also. Not for teenagers today, not for husbands today. Okay, so now when we talk about how to slow down the aging clock, a lot of us overlook our vitamins. Am I right? They are natural vitamins like Primosa oil, which balance out your hormones. Primosa comes from a flower which blooms in the hills only at 4 o'clock onwards. It's a yellow colored flower It only blossoms at 4 every evening, the evening primrose. Iski capsules and oil milte hain. Omega 3 is very important for every woman over 30, 35. I mean, I've seen women at 25 saying that, I'm going for fillers, I'm going for Botox, and I'm going for, all these new laser treatments which are available. My question to you is, what is the market research of these new treatments? Is it even 50 years? So how do you know what you're going to look like 50 years from today? You've seen your mothers, you've seen your grandmothers, they're better looking than many women I see nowadays. I go to beauty pageants to judge, and I see very few good looking women. So my request to all of you as I finish the note today is, please take skincare as a discipline. It is never too late to start, and you're never too old to start looking more beautiful. Thank you so much, ladies.
I request Priya to please felicitate Ms. Suparna Trikha.
How many of you want to hold her hand?
This was the hand where I used the peel, and this was the hand without peel. Even it's more softer.
Firmer also.
Yes, firmer. Thank you. Shall I come?
Sorry.
Thank you, Ms. Suparna Trikha. We are grateful for your wisdom on the beauty of aging gracefully through nature's gift. Your guidance on slowing the aging clock gracefully is a true inspiration, instilling confidence in us to prioritize self-care in a balanced and gentle way. The floor is now open for question and answers.
But they can actually get in touch with me on my Instagram, www.suparna.
Until Pooja comes down, we can take a few questions. So please keep the questions very crisp and only one question per person, please.
That's 200 questions.
We are waiting for the next speaker to please to come down. In the meanwhile, we'll take few questions. There are questions there. Mike. Meena. One for ma'am also. One for ma'am also.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Shweta here.
Hi, Shweta.
My scalp is very oily. So any remedy for it?
Sure. Do you drink beer?
No.
Start drinking beer. So, I tell you, do you have a husband?
Yes.
Does he drink beer?
Yes.
Fine. So now you know what to do with all his beer stock. Take the bottles of beer, make them stale in the fridge, open them up, and use it as a leave-in conditioner for your hair. Those people who have oily hair, after you've shampooed your hair, pour 1 glass of beer into your hair, into wet hair, and leave it in. Many years ago when I was doing this TV program, it was called, it was on a channel called Sony. I think the program was called Khubsurat or something like that with Blossom Kocher. And I used to use it in my hair. And there was my makeup artist called Vidya Tikari. At that time, she used to do my makeup. She used to keep asking me, Suparna, what do you put in your hair? I said, beer. And it makes your hair set, it makes your hair non-oily, and it makes your hair very lustrous and bouncy. So when your husband knows where your beer is going. Any other questions?
So leave it and not wash it.
Sorry? Leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioner in wet hair. Leave it in. Don't rinse it out.
We leave it and not wash it? No rinsing also? Okay, just leave.
Doesn't smell.
You have to make the fizz go. Stale beer. You can't have fizzy
Stale.
stale beer.
I
My
have a
next
question.
question is about, excuse me? Yeah, next question. What about acne scars? Like once you've had, it usually leaves like a dark spot. Sometimes there's like a little bit of a pit.
No dark spots on the face due to aging?
No. From acne.
Acne
From
scars.
acne. Mhm.
Ah,
And acne
scars.
pits as well. Like scars, like deep pits,
Pits
from.
unfortunately cannot be, once, I've seen so many people, they keep touching their pimples, right? And then they keep squeezing the pimples. So that's what leads to the pits. So many times the pimples get pus.
What about the dark spots that an
Spots
acne?
can be reduced. You can write down the recipe right away. Dried green pea powder. Dried green pea powder. Or the green moong dal. Or the red masoor dal. Please grind it into a powder. Put in rice powder, 2 teaspoons. Put in multani mitti. Put in 2 teaspoons of lemon peel powder. I'm giving you all the things which are lightening. Masoor dal, rice powder, moong dal powder. These all lighten the skin. Lemon peel powder. Mix it with milk if your skin has become dry. If your skin is still oily, mix it with rose water. And apply it to your skin every day. And when you scrub, for God's sake, do not scrub as if you're taking out a vengeance with your skin. Very, very gently in a rotating manner. If you do it even for a week, you'll find that your skin color will start changing. It's very good. If you have pure sandalwood, add 1 teaspoon of pure sandalwood into this.
So we have heard a lot about collagen nowadays. So much is happening about collagen around it. So is there a natural way of boosting it? And
Yes.
first of all, do we need it?
Yes. Collagen is something which people yearn for, look in bottles. But I think the easiest way for collagen, and I also take collagen every day, is to make a chicken bone broth. Okay, I take the bones of a chicken and I put celery, I put onion, I put some garlic cloves, and I put some bay leaves. And I let it simmer for 3 to 4 hours on a slow flame. And I take a bowl of this every single day. Because when you take collagen, especially from the market, and if you study, there's marine collagen and there's vegetarian collagen. But the thing is that when you're taking vegetarian collagen, omega-3, or in what form are you having it? So bone broth is one of the best things for improving your collagen.
Okay, so that you ingest it. I mean, you
You
have
drink it like a soup.
Okay, it's not
That's
for
not to be applied.
No, but what about vegetarians?
On the face?
What about vegetarians? So we have.
Are the vegetarians allowed to have seaweed?
Yeah, seaweed should be okay, right? Kelp. and
Have
all.
you heard of nori? What they use in sushi? Nori is very good. Nori. Also moringa. Moringa powder is excellent if you can ingest it, also to be applied. It does wonders for the skin. Take moringa powder, you can mix in china clay, or you can mix in rasool clay and make a mask with either curd or milk depending on your skin type. If you have oily to combination skin, you can use yogurt because it has cleansing enzymes. And if you have a dry skin, mix it with milk, so it has lactic, which will help also cleanse your skin.
One last question before we move on to the next speaker.
Hello,
Nidhi.
ma'am.
Aye.
What is your take on retinol nowadays?
You know, you can have retinol in natural form also. I was at Harrods a few months ago in London, and there were some beauty products that I was looking at, and the very gorgeous lady on the other side of the sales counter was trying to sell me something, but I always like to read the ingredients because we formulate our own products. And she said the highest form of retinol is in Thai lychee. You know the Thai lychee, the spiky one that we eat? So again, retinol is also available in a natural form. Get onto my Instagram page. It'll be so much easier, ladies, for you to find out collagen, about retinol, about niamicide, about vitamin C, so many things which you can also apply and ingest in natural form. Will that be helpful to you? Because Madam President hasn't given us enough time, and I'm sure there's so many questions, am I right? Yes. You have her to blame.
But we are all getting onto that group, so don't leave the group. I'll add Suparna
Yes.
to it, and she can start,
So what we
giving us
what
tips.
I suggested is that we will all, I come onto your group, so now you have winters coming. I'll start giving you natural tips for every season. So when we have like autumn and we have winters, I didn't know, I thought you told me nobody knows me here.
They're falling in love with you.
See, when she spoke to me for the first time, she told me, you know, everybody knows Pooja, but nobody knows Suparna. So I said, really? I said, that's so sad. I said, well, I hope they love me when I leave. And I do hope that the session has been informative. And I hope you're all going to brush your teeth and look beautiful. Thank you so much.
We welcome you again to see our better version of ourselves.
Yeah, I request Ms. Suparna to stay on stage. I request Ms. Pooja to please join us on stage. And I request the past chairs to please join for a group picture, followed by the core committee and the executive committee picture. I request EC Head Membership, Gunjan Sindhi, to introduce the speaker, and Priya will felicitate Ms. Pooja Makhija.
Thank you, Sujita. It's an absolute honor to introduce Ms. Pooja Makhija, a celebrated nutritionist, to stars like Deepika Padukone, Karan Johar, Ranbir Kapoor, and Shahid Kapoor. As a functional and lifestyle practitioner and a TEDx speaker, Pooja has transformed not only the bodies, but the lives of tens of thousands of people, helping them embrace wellness as a holistic journey. Pooja is the best-selling author of Eat, Delete, released in 2012, translated into multiple Indian languages, as well as Eat, Delete Junior, a guide for parents on child nutrition. In 2019, she launched N for Nourish, India's first children's book dedicated to teaching kids about nutrition. With her expertise and passion, she has reached audiences far and wide through her very own TV show, The Pooja Makhija Show on Food, her radio show on Magic FM, and her regular columns in Times of India. As an entrepreneur, Pooja has created an online wellness portal, Nourish Genie, and her own line of healthy snacks, Nourishables, reflecting her commitment to making nutrition accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Above all, she's the proud mother of 2 teenage girls, a role she holds close to her heart. Let's put our hands together to welcome the illustrious Pooja Makhija. Thank you. The dais is yours.
Good evening, ladies, and a very, very warm welcome to the talk today. Thank you, Flo Hyderabad, for having me here again. It's a proud moment of pleasure. And as we've heard, and I've seen the roar of questions and how beautifully they were answered for you, let's take it one step further, and I would say let's make sure that, so usually the questions of how we can enhance our glow and get rid of our scars and make our hair prettier and our skin better are something that intrigues each and every one of us, barring all ages and all stages. So what I would want to do is let's teach you how to bake that perfect first cake, okay? I would assume superfoods and moringa and all of them are very, very essential, but they're all like a little cherry on the cake. Okay, we are decorating a beautiful body, but first we need to bake a perfect, tasty, delicious cake. And that comes from the food we eat, not once a week, not every Ficky Flow meet, not every pre-Diwali or pre-New Year's, but every single day. So if you want the little things to matter, we have to ensure that the big things are done with the most important commitment, which is consistency. Okay? Medicines, pharmaceuticals have quick action. You have a fever, you take a crocin, the fever's gone, right? But nobody addresses the root of the fever. We're just treating you symptomatic for the fever. You have high blood pressure, a BP pill. You have diabetes, a blood lowering pill, okay? We're talking about symptomatic relief, not root cause analysis, going back to basics of why you have the fever and how I can treat the blood pressure and the diabetes from the inside. Get rid of the problem so you don't need to treat the symptom. And that starts from food. And that I'm going to teach you with small, easy hacks, as we've said, nourish to flourish. Okay, my first simple, so I know most of you know a lot. Actually, all of us today know a lot, thanks to Instagram and social media. My daughters sometimes know a little bit more than me, and they'll be like, Mom, did you know that there's a ACE inhibitor which prevents aging? And I was like, well done, girls. So everybody reads today, and everybody's bombarded. Sometimes there's information, sometimes there's misinformation, sometimes there's so much information that you've lost the knowledge in the background. So we will just clear. So I'm not going to go into the basics, but I want to touch across all those myths or all those beliefs that sometimes we have, which pull us back from being the best version of ourselves or the healthiest version of ourselves, okay? And the first in that lot is usually what I hear on a very daily basis is carbs are the enemy. Carbs make us fat. Carbs increase our blood sugar levels, and carbs are the culprit of all problems. My belly and my arms and my hips, those are all the problem of roti, chawal, bread. गलती सिर्फ carbs की है. Weight lose करना है, carbs बंद कर दो. Diabetes को ठीक करना है, चावल बंद कर दो. So how many of you believe in that? Do you believe that carbs is the root of all our problems? Well done, I like this crowd. Because every time I give my meal plan to my clients, they look at me like this and they're like, we're going to eat that many carbs and we're going to lose weight? So because carbs are not your enemy, guys. Carbs are your friends. The minute you make food the enemy, or the minute you make something as vital as carbs the enemy, you make people like me your friends. Right? And you don't want to have the wrong friends. You want to have the right friends. Food is your friend. And no food, barring one, I'll come to that, no food is bad for you. I repeat, no food is bad for you. The idea here is the intelligence of nutrition, or intelligent nutrition versus omission nutrition. Okay? Obviously, if you don't eat carbs, your blood sugar won't rise, so your diabetes levels will be better. So your diabetes medication will be stopped if you don't eat carbs in the day. But is that a long-term, consistent solution? No. So carbs are not your enemy, carbs are your friend. And the hack here is how much carbs I eat at one time, with what I eat my carbs, the order of eating, and the style of cooking. So let me give you these few simple hacks. Freshly cooked rice versus cooked, cooled, reheated rice. Okay, let's put our hands up. Who would prefer freshly cooked rice? Let's understand the funda here. Please, all those of you who believe in Ayurveda and freshness, no disrespect, I would love to do that as well. We're not talking about stale khana, we're talking about intelligent khana. Okay? When you cook and cool high starch foods, you convert 50% of the starch to resistant starch. What is resistant starch? Just like what's present in a kakdi or a gajar or a lettuce. It feeds your gut microbiome. It works as a prebiotic, feeding your probiotic, and it does not affect your blood sugar levels. So if you were to eat a bowl of rice and your blood sugar rose to about 200 mg per dl of glucose when you have eaten freshly cooked rice, when you do cooked, cooled, reheated rice, you drop it by 40 to 60%. So from 200, you're at 100. Don't quote me on these exact numbers. I'm giving you an approximation of the mg per dl of glucose, but I'm talking about the blood sugar levels don't spike. They're reduced by almost 40 to 60%. You do that for rice, you do that for bread. Take your bread, put it in the freezer. Remove a slice, put it straight in the toaster. And your GI is 50%. You do that for pasta. You do that for noodles. You do that for you do that for potatoes. You cut GI. What you do is you are just using science to convert starch to resistant starch. When I did do this as a post on Instagram, I was badgered left, right, and center. Oh, you're recommending stale khana. Ayurveda says you should cook fresh, you should eat fresh. I agree. And our great grandparents never did it, and this is wrong. Remember, science and technology changes. Back then, our great grandparents and grandparents didn't have the facility of a perfect fridge, of an airtight container, of a microwave to reheat. So if you are going to cool it down to a perfect temperature, you're going to store it in a perfect box, you're going to reheat it to a perfect temperature, you're not letting the mold and the bacteria kill you. So you have to use science. We don't have to use hearsay. Okay? So you are someone who's looking to control your blood sugar levels. You are someone who's looking to lose weight. You are someone who is watching your sugar levels because of diabetes or PCOS or all hormonal troubles. Use intelligent nutrition. Instead of saying, I'll never eat rice and control my diabetes, or I'll never eat bread because I have PCOS, use intelligent nutrition. Because the minute you make food allowed, the internal human in us doesn't crave it all the time. Forbidden fruits are always sweeter and always will be. बच्चे को बोलो, खुद को बोलो, या अपने elders को बोलो. जो खाना आपको नहीं allowed है, आपका ध्यान बस वहीं जाएगा. It's the sad reality, right? So don't make most people are making nutrition so difficult. They are making it different. My daughters are like, Mom, you've been speaking the same language since forever. You're becoming redundant, Mom. Change something. So now these are big teenagers, right? My older one is almost 20 years old. So she's like, Mom, change something. Say something different. For everything, you give the same solutions. Drink water, eat protein, move, sleep well. If I tell you I have period cramp, you tell me the same thing. If I tell you I have a headache, you tell me the same thing. If I tell you my back's hurting, you give me same responses. Mama, you're saying the same story. People will stop loving you. Be different. And she really put me in thought. And she said, everybody changes with time. Fashion changes with time. You have to change with the times, Mom. And I pondered and I thought. And I really tried to change. But then I came back to where I started, because food is not fashion. Food is not what has to be different and ever-evolving and alag. We as humans, as the same body created by God 500 years ago or 1,000 years ago, this is the human body. We were meant to eat like that. We were meant to be fed like that. Do we change the style of putting petrol in the car or the style of the petrol in our car? Yeah. From normal petrol, we have power petrol and gold petrol. Again, बुद्धू बनाने के 100 तरीके. खाने के साथ भी वैसे ही है. सुबह के 4 बजे ऐसे मत खाओ, लेकिन 4 बजे के बाद ऐसे खाओ तो उसका खाने का फर्क अलग हो जाएगा. This is the human body, the most intelligent being in the whole universe, created by God, working miraculously 24/7. 24/7. It cleanses, cleans, detoxes everything without we knowing anything. That's the magic of this body. And how can you take care of this body? How can you nurture this body? What is the one action with which you can charge this body? It's by this. Voluntarily हम अपनी body में क्या डालते हैं other than this? Even the air that we breathe is not in our control. AQI of Mumbai is pathetic. Delhi is worse. Sorry, I don't know how it is here. But everywhere it's growing back to us. But have I left Bombay and run away to the hills? No. Right? We are doing similar breathing, but we can be doing intelligent eating. Because if we do intelligent eating, you give the body what the body wants. That's the magic of this body. You give it what it wants, it gives you what you want. Apne aap. It has a pharmaceutical industry in its gut. It can build and make all vitamins, synthesize all nutrition. It can take care of all your toppings and whatever you require, your body can make. But if I don't give it the raw material, kahan se banne wala hai? Most people are so scared of cholesterol. How many of you here have a loved one or yourself taking a cholesterol-lowering medication? Told to us, better be safe than sorry. Cholesterol is not the culprit here, guys. Sadly, that was what the story was told to us. 85% of cholesterol is made in your liver. Why would the human body make something that is bad for it? Cholesterol is a carrier. It's a nurturer. It nurtures your brain cells. It feeds your hormones. It makes your vitamin D. What is vitamin D? Cholecalciferol, derived from cholesterol. Take a cholesterol-lowering drug, bind the cholesterol, keep taking vitamin D. Badega hi nahi. Why do we have so many hormonal issues? Because people are being put on statins. Young girls are being put on statins. Why? Because family में heart attack का history hai. So we should give them statins. They can't make their progesterone and estrogen because our sex hormones are derived from cholesterol. Male sex hormones are derived from cholesterol. So taking a statin was a plot in the first place to make us sicker. Normal cholesterol levels were actually 300 plus. They lowered it to 170, literally 50%, so that they can put 50% of the population on a statin. And thus give us vitamin D and therefore osteoporosis, low immunity, low hair, low skin, give us hormonal issues, therefore PCOS and diabetes. Yes, one of the first known side effects of a statin is diabetes. Taken for 5 years plus, it will give you insulin resistance and therefore diabetes. So food is not the enemy. Cholesterol was never the enemy. Carbs are not the enemy. So we did teach you how to hack the GI or the glycemic index of carbs. Now let me teach you another hack of how you can just rearrange your thali and eat the same food but get a 50% or a half GI spike. Okay? Food is essential, okay? But the order in which we eat can make a difference to your blood sugar levels. Our Indian thali is and always will be one of the best diets in the world. We haven't done studies to prove it. Therefore, if you Google best diets in the world, you'll get the Mediterranean diet. But trust me, our ancestors knew nutrition without doing any PhD in nutrition. They knew all the science behind food without we explaining it with scientific words. Chronobiology. What is that? Eat as per chronobiology to cut diabetes and blood sugar levels and therefore weight. What is that? What our ancestors always said. Have breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, dinner like a pauper. Eat from sunrise to sunset. That is chronobiology, people. And everybody today is raving about the art of using chronobiology for weight loss. So, like, okay, our ancestors always knew. Now let's talk about our thali. We have a balanced plate. I always teach nutrition with the most simplest hacks of my 5 fingers of nutrition. The first finger is carbs. Carbs are your roti, rice, noodles, bread, idli, dosa, poha, upma. These are your carbs. We have proteins, which comes from dals, pulses, legumes, chole, chana, rajma, hummus, sattu, a little bit of nuts and seeds, and for the non-vegetarian, eggs, chicken, fish. We have fats, which come from our cooking oil or ghee or coconut oil or nuts and seeds or avocado. We have brothers and sisters, which are vitamins and minerals. They come together, they move together, and it comes from vegetables and fruits. Always, a meal has to pack a fist. Simplest hack of a fist is roti, chawal, dal, sabzi. And some amount of fat goes to make our khana. So we pack a fist. Idli, dosa, sambar, coconut chutney. What we forget is the vegetables, which we all remove from the sambar and throw. But that's what has to come back in. You pack a fist. You talk about bread with eggs and vegetables in your eggs and a yolk in your egg. You've packed a fist. Easiest way to teach you and to teach your children what is called balanced eating, because most people are so confused about balanced eating. Most people will say, carbs mat khao. Carbs nahi khaoge to muthi bana paoge. Carbs are your energy givers. Taking away carbs is taking away vitality, energy, stamina, the ability to do the multitasking that we as women do. Whether we are working women or homemakers, we do 100 things in 1 second. Simultaneously, while we are talking, we are also planning, we are executing, we are messaging the cook, and we are checking with the bai. That happens when you give your body that much nutrition or carbs. The first function of carbs is protein sparing action. Let the protein do the job of wear and tear, repair, and healing. But if you don't eat carbs, what do your proteins do? They run the show. Energy giving is the job of the carbs. But the minute you don't eat carbs, the proteins, which were supposed to do for wear and tear and repair and for your hair and your skin, they are running the show and doing the job of the petrol. So carbs are not the enemy, but organizing your thali is. So how do we usually eat when we pick up our plate, right? We will take our carb, whether it is a roti or chawal, we will take sabzi with it, we'll dip it in dal, and we'll eat it, right? Right. But let's say we're going to eat the same food, but we rearrange the format of eating. Let's think of our stomach as that of a wash basin. I know the analogy is funny, but bear with me, it helps to explain it very well. Ab ye wash basin mein, if I directly pour water, the water is going to go off the drain, right? Now, carbs are your energy givers, but carbs also give us the glucose, right? We also know that glucose is carbs. So if I'm going to put carbs in my stomach first, it'll go straight down and increase my blood sugar levels. So let's choke the drain a little. Order of eating matters. So start with a little bit of raw. I told you, raw or your kakti tomato, gajar, lettuce. And when I say raw or a salad, I'm not talking about kale, avocado, plum salad from the healthy cafe. Kakti tomato, gajar, wo bhi hota hai salad. Raw, choke the drain. I told you, raw is fiber, okay? It is resistant starch. It cannot increase your blood sugar levels. It is the prebiotic that feeds your gut microbiome, right? So you choked the drain with a little bit of kakti tomato, gajar. Then हमारे plate में सब्जी है और दाल है. 50% cooked sabzi खा लो, जो भी आपने बनाई है, भिंडी, tindli, fancy. Luckily, we as Indians do eat vegetables, and we eat our vegetables well. Not like the West. So much protein, mashed potato, and 2 broccoli florets. It's called their sabzi. Luckily, we eat dudi, turi, tindli, fancy, gajar. We have hundreds of vegetables, and we enjoy them. And we make them in remarkable different ways. Eat half of that bowl of your cooked sabzi. Then eat half of your protein, whether it was your dal or moong ki dal or chola, chana, rajma, or if you are eating chicken or fish, eat half your protein. Now you have the carb left, whether it is roti or rice. Now you take your carb and eat it with your 50% sabzi and 50% dal. And that automatically, what tends to happen is aapne drain ko choke kiya, cooked vegetables dale, protein dala. All of this is not spiking your blood sugar levels. But by the time your stomach takes to digest these top 3 layers, the carb sitting over there is automatically having slow gastric emptying. We don't empty out as fast, so we don't feel hungry as fast. And B, our blood sugars don't go foof, because of the spike in blood from the carb. Because your carbs are converted to glucose. But I delayed gastric emptying, I delayed a glucose spike by choking the drain with the fiber and the protein. So खाना हमने खाया वही, सिर्फ ऐसे नहीं खाया, थोड़ा ऐसे खा लिया. This is called, again, intelligent nutrition. I don't want you to not eat khana. I just want you to eat them in a smarter way. Another way of calling it is don't have your carbs roaming around naked. Naked carbs increase blood sugar levels. Do we roam around naked? Never. आगे से भी कपड़े पहनते हैं, पीछे से भी कपड़े पहनते हैं. Carbs have to wear clothes both ways. What are clothes for carbs? Fiber and protein. So what is an example of a naked carb? Chutney bread, aloo paratha, lemon rice. What are these? Carbs जिन्होंने कपड़े नहीं पहने. Now naked carbs will increase your blood sugar levels, which will increase your body weight. So how do you dress them up? You make it wear fiber and protein. Chutney bread के साथ आपने sprouted मूंग salad खा लिया, या दाल का चीला बना लिया, या ऑमलेट खा लिया, और या तो आपने सब्जी अपने चटनी सैंडविच में डाली या ऑमलेट में डाली, तो आपने कार्ब्स को कपड़े पहना लिए. आलू पराठा विद दाल एंड सब्जी, और आलू पराठा विद चिकन एंड सैलड, कार्ब्स को कपड़े पहना लिए. So the idea here is that food is not bad for us, but how we are eating it can make a difference. So if you're constantly going to be eating naked carbs, then the fault is not the carbs. It's the fact that you forgot to dress it up and give it some clothes. Easy clothes, easy hack. So for all those of you who are trying to lose weight or trying to control your sugar levels or trying to control hormonal problems because of PCOS or any other hormonal issues, even menopause, another very touchy, soft topic, because nobody speaks about it. And women are told, suck it up and live with it. Your mother got it, your nanny got it, and it is part and parcel of life. To all of you women who are in your early 40s, late 40s, early 50s, don't suck it up and don't take it lying down. Menopause is inevitable. Each and every woman will go through menopause. But suffering through menopause is not necessary. Where there are other forms of treatment available, menopause also needs care. Menopause also needs hormonal treatment. The last 25 years are called the black years in women's health because menopause care was ignored and avoided. Doctors who studied there as OBGYNs or gynacs, even they were not taught about menopause. But today there's a revolt occurring in the woman's world. So if you are in your early 40s and in your early 50s, please read up on menopause and HRT, menopause and midlife women's care. There are phenomenal doctors who are leading the way. I follow a lot of them on Instagram. I keep reposting their stories so that I can help you all. Please hop onto that bus. Get informed. See, don't follow it because I'm saying it. I'm no expert there. I may be an expert in food, and please follow me there, but I'm not talking about being an expert in hormone replacement or menopause. But please don't take it lying down. Please read up. In the next 5 years, all of this will become day-to-day routine. All the younger women are going to get it easy, but we have to work through it. We have to do our study, we have to ask questions, we have to ask doctors, we have to look for treatment. So please activate that. There is Dr. Mary Haver Clay, if you want to follow her on Instagram. She's leading a remarkable story for women. There's Dr. Lisa Misconi. She's a neurologist who studied the brain of a woman pre-menopause, perimenopause, menopause, and then post-menopause, and how everything in our body changes. Menopause is not just lack of estrogen and progesterone, and therefore we can't make babies. But we have progesterone and estrogen receptors in our whole body, including our brains and our skin and our bones and our liver and our lungs and our heart and everywhere. So please do read up on it. I know, sorry, I went off track, but it's a topic that I want more women to be talking about because this is a topic that should be scrimped on top of the Eiffel Tower. People should be knowing that there is some treatment for menopause, and we should not just be told that menopausal anxiety or depression or weight gain or hair loss or abdominal fat gain is normal. It's not normal. You can do something about it. So please do something about it. Okay, moving on to other hacks that I wanted to discuss with you. So yes, we spoke about how we can use intelligent nutrition and make friends with carbs. I hope all of you now have made no fear of carbs, because carbs are your energy givers. We just use them intelligently to get our weight loss goals and our health goals. There's another format in terms of essential nutrition, which most people tend to forget, which is water. Colorless, odorless, tasteless, calorie-less, therefore must be useless. Water is liquid gold. Liquid gold. Literally 90% of our problems, from constipation to dry skin to pigmentation to acne to muscle cramps to headaches to migraines to hair fall to aches and pains to joint pains are all rooting from just the lack of water. 70% of our body is water, but 70% people don't drink enough. What is enough? Of course, Pooja, I drink water. I drink lots of water. How much water do you drink? A liter and a half. I definitely drink that much. How many of you in the room agree that a liter and a liter half is good and we're drinking it? On an average, most women that I see here should be drinking at least 2.5 to 3 liters of water if you don't want to have the health problems. Because water nurtures us from the inside. Water helps our cells communicate. Water activates the mitochondria in our cells to do the job properly. The mitochondria are the little factories in our cell, and we have billions of cells and therefore billions of mitochondria. But when we are dehydrated, the energy center is shut. So when most women say, I get very tired very easily, I feel extra hungry, I sleep in the night and then I get a cramp in my sleep, I find it very difficult to pass stools easily and therefore piles and fissures bothers me, irregular bowel movements, diarrhea to constipation, headaches and migraines, just start drinking water. Teenage girls who have immense menstrual pain. I'm not saying all menstrual pain will be related to dehydration, but a vast majority of girls who have menstrual cramps is only because they are so massively dehydrated. And on top of that, we give them painkillers and muscle relaxants and medication, which only further worsens the problem. So like I said, like I told you, when my daughters will complain of menstrual pain and will complain of headaches or constipation, I'll be like, Aapne kitna pani piya? Did you poop well? So, and my daughters are like, Mama, all problems are not related to that. But it's so simple, because really all problems are related to that. Water can be such a magic treatment to so many problems. So for all those of you who were questioning about niacinamide and vitamin C and retinol, yes, that's important. But sweetheart, if you're dehydrated, ऊपर से लगाते जाओ जितना लगाना है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अंदर से आपका फूल मुरझाया हुआ है. अगर आप अपने ब्यूटीफुल रोज को पानी के वाज में ही नहीं डालोगे, खाली उसके ऊपर से अच्छी तरह से उसको अच्छे से वाज में रखोगे और अच्छा पानी दोगे, ऊपर से दोगे, बट उसके जड़ को नहीं दोगे, तो how is that rose going to look beautiful? So first give yourself the water. Also, of course I drink water, Pooja. First thing in the morning I wake up and I drink at least 1 liter water. To all those of you who do that, please don't. Chugging large quantities of water is water from oral to bladder, to digestive to bladder. It doesn't get absorbed intracellular. So don't chug large quantities of water. And then you'll say, Pooja, you say to drink so much water, पूरा दिन bathroom में बैठी रहती हूँ. क्योंकि आप इतना पानी एक साथ पी रहे हो. Learn to sip water. Yes, please feel free to drink water, guys. Usually when I talk about water, I see most people drink water. Please पियो, please पियो. और सिर्फ तब मत पियो जब कोई पूजा मखीजा याद दिलाए. If you should have a 1 liter bottle with you all the time. Every event, every shopping trip, every work desk has to have your 1 liter bottle. उसी में से पियो, वो 1 liter खत्म, उसी को वापस refill करो, उसी को वापस refill करो. If you haven't finished your 3 bottles, don't go to sleep. I would literally tell you to compromise something as important as sleep, which I'm going to come to next, if you haven't finished your water. Also, I wouldn't suggest you drink too much water after sunset, so about after 7, 8 p.m. Don't keep 2 liters or 1 liter of water to be had after that. Puri raat apni neend tod ke bathroom jaoge, and that's no right, and that's no fun. So please don't do that. Finish about 70 to 80% of your water before 7 p.m. Learn to sip your water. Also, just water is not enough. You need to hydrate your body with water and electrolytes. And what is electrolytes? Those fancy sachets of electrolytes or pills or sweetened waters or electrolyte drinks? No. Plain, simple sanda namak is electrolytes. So I would put 1 crystal of salt on my tongue, 1 chotu sa crystal on the tip of my tongue, at least 3 to 4 times a day. Pooja, what are you saying? Salt? What is sanda namak? Sanda namak is khadi namak. Raw, unprocessed, rock salt, pink salt, Himalayan salt. Jo bolna hai namak, just namak le lo. I basically want unprocessed namak. That has the highest number of electrolytes. But Pooja? Yes. Pooja, you're asking us to eat salt? Salt causes water retention. Salt will give me blood pressure. Salt is so bad for us. So they told us. So they told us. So that we don't eat something as vital and as important as salt. They said white substance is very bad. Salt is very bad. Sugar, 20-25 grams खा लिया करो. जैसे बीमार पड़ो और हमारे से दवाइयाँ लो. Sugar your body can make. Everything you eat is converted to sugar. Sodium is an essential mineral. Your body cannot make it. You have to provide it. So that when I cut salt, my kidneys go into an overdrive. And to reabsorb the sodium, because it's important for survival. So many enzymatic reactions require sodium. And the lesser sodium I have, the more my kidneys will have to keep on reabsorbing it so that it can function. When my kidneys go into an overdrive, insulin spikes. What happens when insulin spikes? Sugar falls. When sugar falls, what happens? Pooja, I'm craving a chocolate. The meetha is calling me. It's literally, Pooja, I am craving sugar. When we crave sugar is when we haven't eaten enough salt. For all those of you who say that I crave sugar, I would say, please watch your salt. Also, the next one is going to be, please watch your protein, which is another very important, essential for life. I'm coming to that. But on the topic of water, I want to close 2 more myths. One is, garam pani piyungi to patli ho jaungi. Thanda pani piyungi to moti ho jaungi. To melt fat, you have to drink water at 3,500 degrees centigrade. पी के देख लो, फिर देखेंगे fat बचेगा कि हम. And cold water makes you fat. The most ridiculous joke. Because actually, your body works harder to warm the water when you drink cold water. What is cold water? Fridge ka temperature about 4 degrees. What is this human body temperature? 100 degrees, 98.3. When we drink cold water and we touch our stomach, does it feel cold? No. Why? Because your body warms it up. The body is an intelligent mechanism, right? I told you, God has made like an amazing masterpiece. So the minute I'll have thanda pani, my body works to warm 4 degrees to 100 degrees. कुछ भी गर्म करते हैं तो एनर्जी लगती है, तो आपकी बॉडी एनर्जी एक्सपेंड कर रही है. So you're not going to become fat, you're actually increasing your metabolic rate to heat the water from 4 degrees to 100 degrees. Now, I'm not saying drink cold water if you want to lose weight, and I'm not saying don't drink warm water if you like it. Drink any temperature water, guys. Just drink water. Should I do alkaline water and that very expensive filter because I can afford it? Should we do detox water? Should we do purple water and green water? सब बुद्धू बनाने के नाम है, सब प्रोडक्ट बेचने का गेम है. जो पानी पीना है पीजिए, but please पानी पिए. Very simple. We were going to talk, so water, one most important colorless gold. So please learn to love water. Make your loved ones learn to drink ample amount of water. Learn to sip water. At the max, a glass of water at a time. No more than that at one time. My nani says, pani baith ke piya karo. I yet haven't found the science for it, but I'm sure there will be one. अमेरिका कोई एक्सपेरिमेंट करेगा तब हमें पता चलेगा कि क्यों नानी ने बोला था पानी बैठ के पियो. So I'm going to believe it because everything that my nani has ever told me comes back to me in form of a scientific evidence based as per US studies. So please बैठ के पियो, but पानी पियो. We were going to talk about our next essential, which is protein. 73% Indians don't eat enough protein. The problem in the West is excessive protein. The problem in India, and why we are called the diabetes capital of the world, is because we don't eat enough protein. Do you eat enough protein? How much protein do you eat in a day? I'm sorry, I'm just going to take an example. How much protein? Huh? Oh, bravo, I asked the wrong person. She knows in grams, she eats 52 grams of protein. So, I asked the wrong person. But in general, if I ask most people, how much protein, do you eat protein? They say, of course, मैं रोज दाल खाती हूँ. मैं रोज दाल खाती हूँ एक टाइम. हम लोग के घर में दाल सिर्फ एक टाइम बनता है, लंच में. डिनर में we eat fancy dinners, कभी रगड़ा पैटिस, कभी पाव भाजी, कभी. So, पता नहीं वहाँ दाल होगा या नहीं, but लंच में हम रोज दाल खाते हैं. Most Indian feels कि एक टाइम दाल खा लिया तो हमारी protein need पूरी हो गई. Sadly, that's not the case. Your 3 main meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all 3 must have proteins. Proteins in form of dals, pulses, legumes. For some reason, trainers are going to tell you that pulses and legumes are carbs. Please don't listen to them. It's just like if I told you bicep ऐसे नहीं करते हैं, ऐसे करते हैं. Would you believe me? You'd be like, dude, you're a nutritionist, teach us nutrition. But sadly, when we go to trainers and trainers tell us how to eat, we'll even listen to them. So learn the exercise from them. Pulses are not carbs. They are a source of protein. They do have some carbs in it as compared to non-vegetarian sources of protein like lean chicken and fish. But carbs, the pulses are your protein source. Some form of protein has to be present at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And like I told you, if you don't want to see sugar spikes from your carbs, it has to wear clothes, and clothes were proteins. So you have to eat proteins not at one meal, but at all meals wherever there are carbs present. So please make friends with dals, pulses, legumes. Make a homemade protein powder for those who are pure vegetarian. Sattu is a form of that, but what you could do is make it at home. Take any whole pulse, sprout it, because when you germinate the pulse, you make the digestion easier and you increase the amino acid concentration. So you sprout your pulse or germinate it, dry it, and then powder it and make yourself a homemade powder. Add a little bit of fresh ginger powder to it to ease digestion, or a little ajwain to it to ease digestion. And that way you can eat your proteins. Even if you can't eat dal at all meals, you can at least mix that in a glass of water or mix that in a glass of lassi or chas and drink it. So proteins are very important. I would assume non-vegetarians shouldn't find it so difficult. We have lots of sources. For the vegetarians, focus on it. Paneer is not a source of protein. Paneer is a source of tasty, yummy fat. It's cottage cheese, my dear people. It's not a protein source, it's a fat source. Please watch your proteins. Automatically, you will see that your hair and skin is better, your energy levels are better, your muscle wear and tear and repair is better, your sleep is better, your exercise recovery is better, and your sugar cravings are gone. Remember, when you're physiologically deficit in protein, your body manifests it as sugar cravings. So for all those of you who are constantly craving sugar, please watch your protein intake, and automatically physiological cravings will be gone. Psychological cravings are another thing, right? Because those are habits, and we make habits. थोड़ा सा गुड़ तो चाहिए ना पूजा लंच के बाद. वो physiological need नहीं है, वो आदत है जो आपने बनाई है. Because the whole lunch you ate is converted into sugar. So you don't need sugar after sugar. So please don't do surplus sugar. And I'm going to touch on a last topic, which is sleep, although I'm told my time's up to talk, but I will not leave this dais without explaining the importance of sleep. 7 hours of sleep is essential for each and every one of us in this room. And if we have any health problems, anything that we're trying to battle, menopause, blood pressure, diabetes, we need 8 hours. Women need more sleep than men. Okay? And we make babies, and we breastfeed, and we have hot flashes, and we have menopause, but we need more sleep. So guys, please don't compromise on your sleep because you're trying to fill so many shoes, and you're trying to multitask and be a working mama and a boss and a colleague and a good daughter-in-law and a good daughter. Watch your sleep. Don't compromise on it, because if you don't charge your battery well, you cannot function well. Not physiologically, not mentally, not emotionally, not beautifully. If you haven't slept, nothing works. No topical applications, no collagen, no bone broth, nothing can do magic because you repair in your sleep. So if you want to see a happier, prettier version of yourself, give your body the chance to recover, and that happens in your sleep. So don't compromise it. A clean sleep hygiene is important. Similar sleep timings, similar wake-up timings. आज 10 बजे सोई, कल 12, कल 2, 3. Don't play with your sleep timings. Your body is a creature of habit. It needs that. So clean sleep cycle, not only for you, but also for your kids, especially if they're growing children and adolescents and toddlers. Of course, they need their sleep. They need much more than 8 hours of sleep. They need 10 and 12 hours of sleep. So focus on toddlers, focus on teenagers. Yeah, they do sleep a little later, which is actually physiologically okay because their hormones make it happen, but let them get their sleep. Okay, with that, I'm going to stop talking because actually nutrition is so vast that I can go on and on, but now I'll open the floor for queries and questions so I can answer the questions that bother you. So please feel free to shoot.
Yeah, I request Priya to join on stage.
Hi Pooja, very enlightening session. Was really looking forward to this. I just thought probably you would have touched briefly on the eggs. I'm an eggetarian, and I try to eat a lot of eggs just because the breakfast is easier for me.
If I made a penny for every anda I have made people eat, I'd be a multi-billionaire. So the number of eggs I have requested people to eat and eaten myself. Eggs are magic food. Sorry, vegetarians. But if you are non-vegetarians, or if it's not your religious belief and just your dislike of the smell, then please make friends with eggs. Eggs are a best friend to have in your court. If you make friends with the right food, you will need lesser of the wrong people in your life. Okay, so please make friends with eggs. They are a marvelous way to eat it. If you would have asked me the question about egg yolk about 2 years ago, I would have said max 1. Today, the fear of cholesterol, the fear of dietary cholesterol giving you cardiac problems is all eliminated. We now know we were made buddhu. So please enjoy your yolks. But I wouldn't do, if I'm doing 4 egg whites, I wouldn't eat 4 yolks just for the sake of, I don't want to eat too much. So I would do 2 yolks, 2 whites. So please do that. Give it to your kids, your loved ones, your husbands, especially your mums. As we are growing older, our protein requirement is even more, and especially for our mums and our mother-in-laws and our dadis. We need to give them protein because loss of muscle is a real problem of aging. So if we can supplement it with good quality proteins, and eggs are a marvelous way to do it, please make friends with eggs. For the vegetarians, what is a substitute? I wish I had one. I wish God made one. But at the moment, there isn't one. I'm so sorry, vegetarians. But if you can make friends with egg, please do. Boiled, burji, omelette, scrambled. Marzi aapki hai, you're the boss. सिर्फ खा लो बस. ब्रेकफास्ट में खाना है, लंच में खाना है, तोड़ के खाना है, चारों साथ में खाने हैं, एक लंच में, एक ब्रेकफास्ट में, एक डिनर में, जो करना है कर लो, just खा लो.
Thank you, you made my day.
Just another question
Hello?
on the same protein, Pooja, is what about these pea protein powders that are available for vegetarians, and how do you recommend those?
So, like I said, man makes products which are the need of the hour, right? Whey was not suiting a lot of people because when we are talking about being lactose, so we came up with pea protein. It hasn't been around too long for having long-term human studies. It's not a bad substitute. Is it the best thing for your kidneys? Does it increase your uric acid levels? Is the bioavailability of the pea protein equivalent to animal protein? No. The bioavailability is much lesser. So if the box says 20 grams in one scoop, aapko 20 grams nahi mil raha hai. Okay, because tofu or soya bean is, I'm not a very pro-soya person because the soya was modified and it is a very high GMO product, so I'm not a very pro-tofu person. Sorry. You know, I wish I had answers for vegetarians. I feel really handicapped sometimes on how I can help you. The only way I can is to convince you to start eating the anda, but okay. There is no, I can't tell you as a bracket rule, 0.5 grams per kg ideal body weight, 1 gram per kg ideal body weight. But what I could tell you is 1 serving of protein in each meal. Okay, so whether it is a nice big bowl of dal, or it is 4 egg whites, or it is 2 leg pieces of chicken, or 2 breast pieces of chicken, or 2 palm-sized pieces of fish, that's 1 serving. I would do 1 serving at all 3 main meals. See, I'll tell you what, we don't have to make nutrition so complicated. How many grams per kg ideal body weight? खाना माप तोल के खाओ, रोटी को measure करके खाओ, चावल को गिन के खाओ, सब्जी को तोल के खाओ. You're making something as gorgeous and as nurturing and as nourishing as food into something as little as calories and grams and weight, and we remove the love and the emotion and the nurture from the khana, and we are only logging it in and caloring it out, and none of that is real, guys. Please don't demean something as glorious as food into something as belittling as calories and grams. I have had thousands of posts on Instagram, guys, but if you all want, I will tell you all my diet. As I wake up in the morning, I will have 2 almonds before I send my daughter to school. I know I eat only 2, but it's not because I am a very little eater, I'm a very big eater. But you must eat something in your first hour of rising to jumpstart your metabolism. So when I send my daughter to school, I put 2 almonds in my mouth. Then by the time she goes, I go, and I sit down for breakfast, which is 4 eggs, out of which I will do 2 yolks for these things, and I do a piece of bread. Sometimes if there is avo at home, I'll eat it. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes if there's hummus, I'll put it on my bread. I like something on my bread. I don't like my bread sukha. And I prefer sourdough, and all of you who have access to sourdough, please take sourdough, not because it's fancier or more expensive, but because it has far lesser gluten as compared to the other breads. And it's easier for your tummy to digest, and you will notice a marked difference in all those people who say, I find bread very difficult to digest. You will like sourdough. I will have that. Then, as I reached clinic, which is about 20-30 minutes later, I have a cup of coffee, and my coffee is my solace. It's black, it has no sugar, no milk suits me, I do no milk. 2 hours after that, I finish the rest of my nuts, which is 5 almonds and 2 walnuts. I haven't eaten mine, it's in my bag right now. It comes in a choti dabbi. These are soaked, even my walnuts are soaked. And along with that, I will eat a fruit. It can be 100 grams of whatever fruit is available. Today's is an orange and it's still in my bag. So I will eat that. 2 hours after that is lunchtime. I will eat, many of you may have seen my Instagram, what's in my dabba is all the time posted. I will eat chawal or rice ka roti because that suits my tummy most. Is that the best grain to eat? No. Listen to you. You know your body best. Whatever atta suits you, please eat it. Bajra, jawari, ragi, nachni, khapli atta, whatever atta suits you. I do sabzi, I do roti or, rice ki roti or rice. If there is left, I love my chicken. So if it's tasty from last night's dinner, that'll come along again for lunch. Or then there will be some dal, and there will be sabzi. And I love my dudi, turi, bhopla, fansi, all my sabzi. So one sabzi, and there will be some kakri tomato gajar with nimbu and kali mirchi. And one hari mirch. I love hari mirch. I love spicy food. And hari mirch is very good for your skin, and hari mirch is very good for your vitamin C. So please enjoy it. I don't eat the dark red hari mirch. I eat the light hari mirch, and that does the trick. 2 hours after that, it will be again coffee time. So I will have one date with my coffee, or I will have, my mum makes these nut khajur ke saath, she puts nuts in it and she makes one chota block. I'll have that with my coffee. I will have my glass of vegetable juice about 2 hours after that. Vegetable juice is any 3 colors of sabzi. I put it into a mixie, blend it, strain it, put 50% roughage back, nimbu, kali mirch, and I slurp it down. That's one potent shot of antioxidants for my hair and skin and my digestion. 2 hours after that is dinner, which is usually chicken or fish with either rice or bread or noodles or spaghetti, and a big bowl of either salad or soup. So my daughters and I, my older daughter is in university now, so my daughter and I love salad, and my husband doesn't like salad, he likes soup. So ek din soup banta hai, ek din salad banta hai, ek din soup banta hai. So there'll be vegetables, chicken or fish, and one carb sauce, which usually my daughter decides. It could be noodles and pasta and whatever it is, because carbs are not bad for you. You just have to learn how to dress it up. And that's not the end of it. If I do not go to sleep early, I sleep at 12. And I will again eat a handful of seeds. I've mixed up all seeds, watermelon, pumpkin, sunflower, flax. And I have salted it because I like salt. And I will eat nice 2 spoons of my seeds 2 hours after dinner, and then I sleep. Yes, that's all the food I eat.
Thank you so much, Pooja.
12 is not, see, I sleep 12 to 7. I get my 7 hours of sleep. My clock is set at that. I wish I could sleep earlier. I envy people who say that they go to sleep at 10. It's the best time to go to sleep is at 10. I've tried a lot, still haven't reached there. Hopefully I will someday soon.
So you must tell us if your entire family follows this diet and they're okay with it.
My husband eats everything I eat, so same dabba goes to him, same breakfast, but he cheats in the middle. My kids eat the same main meals like me, but they cheat in the middle. They are children and they're allowed to. So as long as they know that it's a cheat and it has to be in little quantities. My daughter loves her chocolate. My older daughter is in university, but she's still trying to follow the 5-finger rule. She says, she sends me pictures of her khana, and most times I see no sabzi. She's like, Mama, I ate baby carrots and rocket leaves by the side. So hopefully she's doing that.
Thank you so much, Pooja. You've given a very, very holistic approach to nutrition, and you being the maestro nutritionist yourself, you've just given your diet plan, which is a delight for all the non-vegetarians. Could you give a quick sample diet plan for vegetarians, non-egg eaters? How do we put in a little bit of protein in every meal as you've been
Just remove the non-veg, darling, and put dal. Dals, pulses, legumes, sprouts.
In all 3 meals?
For breakfast, you will have to do like a dal kachila. Okay, and for lunch and dinner, you have to do protein. You have to put the dal, or you have to put dal ka paratha, or you'll do sprouts. Yeah, you have to put it in some form or the other. Either you do lightly steam whole pulses, or you do dals. But you have to add on the protein, guys. It's part of your clothing. We cannot forget to wear पीछे से कपड़े.
Hello. Hi, Pooja. Thank you so.
Yeah, Shruti, you can go ahead, please.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all the nutrition part and everything. My one simple question: what's your take on intermittent fasting? Do you also believe into it?
My husband does, just to let you all know that I'm not against it. It depends on what works for your body. If I do intermittent fasting, I'll become Ravan. Because I need to eat. And if I don't eat, I'm a nasty human being. So I can't wake up and not eat. I have to open my eyes and eat those 2 badams. So intermittent fasting is a great way to eat. Our ancestors did it, sunrise to sunset. But it should be done in that pattern. We are a modern society following conveniences. I come home only at 8 o'clock from work, so I eat my dinner by 9, 9:30, 10. So next day I start eating at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Wrong. If you want to do intermittent fasting, you have to learn how to skip dinner, not your breakfast. So your last meal has to be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock max, so that your first meal is at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock max. That's called intermittent fasting. But again, intermittent fasting gives you a very small window to nurture this body. See, food is nurture. It's not just calories or thin or fat or an eating style. But you have to give the body the nurture. So I have 16 hours to nurture my body, right? But you have only 8-hour window to give the body the carbs, the fats, the proteins, the fiber, the water, the nutrition, everything. So you have to do it very intelligently. So if you do it intelligently, intermittent fasting is great. They say too long intermittent fasting for women is not recommended because of our hormones. So you should do a 5-2 rule, 5 days a week, 2 days a week, a break. You could do that.
Thank you.
Hi, Pooja.
Hi.
Just a question. What about this protein shakes? Nowadays, I think a lot of kids are into protein shakes. Do you advise that?
I always believe in eating foods that God made and not man made. Remember, the more you eat of what God makes, and you don't have to read labels, then God has made foods that can be digested by this body. Man makes things only for one reason. Money. Okay? To make more money, we changed the gluten content of wheat from 4 to 8% to 12 to 20%. Which is why our breads became softer and shelf life of products became more, which is why now all of us, so many of us are gluten sensitive. We can't tolerate the gluten because they genetically modified the goddamn gluten because they wanted to make more money. Protein shakes are another way. Oh, you don't get protein, dabbe mein se kha lo. But उस पे studies करना पड़ेगा. Can my kidney digest it? Bioavailability कितनी है? Long term problems कितने हैं? क्योंकि वो भगवान ने नहीं बनाया था. It's so simple. ये body man ने नहीं बनाई है, God ने बनाई है. तो वो खाओ जो उन्होंने दिया है. Then you're not going to need people like me. You're not going to need doctors and dermatologists and nephrologists with surplus protein. So I'm not a believer of anything man makes. खाना पड़ता है. I'm not saying I don't eat a bread or I'm not eating foods, but the lesser you eat foods that need you to read a label, the safer you are.
Hi, you had mentioned at the beginning of your talk about freezing the carbs. How much time do you need to freeze a toast?
Just enough to cool it.
So about 15-20 minutes in the freezer.
I order my sourdough and keep it in the freezer. फिर रोज एक 2-2 slice निकालो और उसको toast करके खा लो.
Alright, so you can store your noodles and your rice and everything.
Cooked, not kacha, huh,
Yes,
guys?
yes,
Cooked.
yes.
Huh. So you have to cook the chawal or the noodles. So basically when I'm eating rice for lunch, it is usually kal ka chawal. So jo kal bana tha, she warms it up and puts it in my dabba for today. So it's just cooked and cool. And how long you have to freeze your bread? It has to be frozen. Like it's not just cool, it should be frozen. The bread has to be frozen. The chawal and the noodles have to be thanda.
So do we keep it in the freezer, the rice, cooked rice?
No, just the bread. Because you have to freeze, it's a salt. Just the bread has to become frozen. The study said frozen, so I'm telling you frozen. Okay. I would think even fridge would do the job because you have to just cool it.
Correct.
But the study that I read with bread, it said to freeze it. So for bread, I say freeze. For the others, I say cool because the study was relevant to a fridge.
Right.
See, remember guys, everything is science-based. If anybody tells you it's a hack I learned, is rubbish. You should be able to back whatever you say with a study, and I can back it up with a study, which is why I would believe it. Not that I did the study, but yeah.
Yeah, one last question before we close the session, please.
Yeah. Hi, Pooja.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. What's your take on dairy products? I mean, dairy versus plant-based milk.
I'm not a very pro-dairy person, guys. Huh? Had you asked me this question 10 years ago, I would have said, if it suits you, pilo. I gave my little girls doodh 2 times a day when they were little, okay? I didn't know better then. But today, there is no milk that comes into my house because dairy is inflammatory, and that has been universally accepted by all schools of nutrition and medicine. So the lesser we do of dairy, because our cows are not eating grass. They are eating grain. उनका ही diet ठीक नहीं है, तो उनके products कहाँ से ठीक होंगे? Are you understanding? It's very simple. There are some people who says हमारे तो घर में खुद की गाय है, हम खुद की गाय से दूध लेते हैं. Then a little bit, if you are not injecting it and you are letting it eat grass and it's in an open field, uske vibrations and hormones also are affected by any product produced by it. So I don't believe in dairy. Do I believe in nut milks that are packaged? No. घर पे बनाना है, अपने बादाम भिगाओ, पील करो और उसे almond milk बनाओ. Oat milk is the worst of the lot. So please don't drink oat milk. It spikes your sugar levels just like a glass of Coke would. So please don't do that. But make nut milk at home, then it's a great thing. Otherwise, ready-made nut milks have a lot of fat and emulsifiers, which are again unhealthy. I know you guys have a lot of questions and I feel bad that I can't answer them, but we are short of time. But my Instagram page has tons for you all to learn. My books have everything that I have in my head. When my writer was writing my book, she's like, Pooja, you're giving away every secret in the book, in a 200 rupee book. Who is going to ever come to you? So the purpose is not for you all to come to me. The purpose is for me to fulfill my role of teaching you all how to love food and eat according to what your body tells you. At the end conclusion, guys, I just want to say one thing. There is no one diet that works for all. There is no one khana which is good for all. There is no one bajre ki roti which is the best roti in the world. You do you. Your body is individually very different depending on your gut microbiome and you and your age. So listen to you. Don't listen to a Pooja or any other Instagram follower. Listen to you and you will be able to get the best results for yourself. So if bajra doesn't suit you, it can't be good for you. So always listen to yourselves and keep in sync with your body. We don't listen to ourselves, that's the problem. We listen far more to our mobile phones than we listen to ourselves. Our body tells us signs for everything, but we are not listening. So start listening.
May I now request Senior Vice Chairperson Pratibha Kunda to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. What an absolute treat it's been to dive into today's session. On behalf of Flow Hyderabad and our chairperson Priya Gazdar, I'd like to thank our guest speakers, Pooja Makhija and Suparna Trikha, for such an absolutely delightful session. Both of you have transformed our approach to wellness. Pooja, you've shown us the magic food as more than just fuel. It's a pathway to nourishing not only our bodies, but our spirits. And Suparna, your insights on embracing nature's gifts to gracefully slow the aging clock were simply timeless. And I think now when we enter the kitchen, now we are having a lot of new recipes, not just cooking, but I think the beauty recipes will be on the kitchen. Our heartfelt gratitude also goes to our past chairs. Your constant support and dedication to Flow are truly the foundation of our growth and strength. A huge thank you goes to our event sponsors, Aurobindo, and our creative sponsor, RBC Worldwide, and our gift sponsor, Hemis. Your support has been vital in making today's experience so inspiring and uplifting. Of course, a warm shout out to our events team who have worked behind the scenes, ensuring everything ran as smoothly as possible, and to arrange all the ingredients as required. And thank you so much for the beautiful experience here, girls. Now, before we wrap up, let's not forget the high tea waiting for us. It's the perfect chance to carry on the conversations, network, and exchange ideas over a refreshing cup of tea and delicious bites. Thank you once again to all of you for being here. We look forward to seeing you at our upcoming events.